At some point, after you've done a lot of work on yourself, after you've reflected, started to understand your patterns, and become more aware of how you think, feel, and react, you might notice something that feels a little confusing. You still get triggered. You still have moments where you react faster than you want to. You feel something more strongly than you expected. You lose that grounded feeling you thought you had. And when that happens, it can feel discouraging because part of you thinks that I thought I worked through this. I shouldn't be reacting like this anymore. I've already figured this out. And this is where something really important needs to be understood. Doing the work doesn't mean you stop getting triggered. It means you start relating to those moments differently. Because a trigger isn't just a random reaction, it's your nervous system responding to something that feels familiar or unresolved, even if you don't consciously recognize it right away, or even if you understand it intellectually. And when I say triggered, I don't just mean something big or obvious. Sometimes it's really subtle. It might look like feeling a slight tension in your chest, getting defensive in a conversation without meaning to, overthinking something small they said, or even just going a little quiet and pulling back. All that's still activation. And when that activation happens, your whole system shifts. Your breathing might get a little tighter. Your body might tense up without you realizing it. Your thoughts start moving faster. You start trying to figure things out quickly. And in that moment, you're not operating from the same place as when you're calm and grounded. So even if you know better, your system may not have the capacity yet to fully stay grounded and present in that moment. And that's the key difference. Awareness is knowing what's happening, capacity is being able to stay present with it while it's happening. And those two things don't develop at the same speed. So when you get triggered after doing the work, it doesn't necessarily mean the work didn't work. It means your awareness has grown, but your capacity is still catching up. And that's a normal part of the process. But this is where people often get stuck. They start judging themselves for reacting. They think they've failed or that they've gone backwards somehow. And that judgment actually makes it harder to stay present because now you're not just feeling the trigger, you're also feeling frustration, disappointment, and pressure to be better. And your system reads that as more pressure, more activation. So instead of asking, why am I still getting triggered? A more useful question is, what happens after I get triggered? Do you still stay stuck in it? Do you react the same way as before? Or do you notice it just a little sooner than you used to? Do you recover faster? Do you reflect on it differently? Maybe in the past you would get triggered in a conversation and carry that feeling for hours or even days, going over it, replaying it, staying in that state. But now you might still feel it, but you catch it earlier. You notice your tone changing. You feel the tension in your body and you realize something just shifted. And that moment of noticing is progress, even if the feeling is still there. And this is where grounded masculinity shows up. Not in never getting triggered, but in how you hold yourself when you do. Can you stay with the feeling without completely losing yourself in it? Can you take responsibility for your reaction without collapsing into shame? Can you remain present even when something inside you feels intense? That's the work. Not perfection, but presence under pressure. Because over time, those triggered moments start to change. They become opportunities not to fix yourself, but to build more capacity, to stay a little more open, a little more steady, a little more aware while the feeling is still happening. So if you've been doing the work and you still find yourself getting triggered sometimes, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not back at the beginning. You're not doing it wrong. You're in the middle of integration. And as your capacity continues to grow, those same moments won't hit you the same way. Not because they disappear completely, but because you become someone who can hold more without losing yourself in it.